if rumors are to be believed, Tata Martino will be the head coach in Miami. That certainly was done with an eye to satisfying Messi and getting the best out of Messi. And with whether it's language or whether it's a history, that's a good thing to do. And I think that that's a smart move, especially given Tata Martino's experience already with the league. And so some of the challenges that coaches have coming in, where the realization of the realities both on and off the field, that will not affect Tata Martino because he's already been there and he's already been successful with Atlanta. He's got his hands full when it comes to Miami. But as opposed to just throwing the ball out, remember in Victory where Pele went up and grabbed the chalk? I don't know if you remember, and he goes, I do this goal. All right, in the movies, that's all fine. But what I've found is good players, they want direction. They want to be coached. They don't want to be told every single step of the way, this is what you need to do. But I think if it's Tata Martino, he has to put Messi in the best possible position to succeed. And he has to the extent that he can, surround players that understand what Messi can do and what he can't. And our old friend Eric Ronaldo often talks about how when you get into that final third, let the players, especially the creative, magical players, do what they need to do. And so there certainly would come a point, and Tata Martino has been doing this a long time, where I think the thought process is get him the ball in this moment. Because when we do that, then he will use his magic to do what he needs to do. But if you think you're just going to give him the ball back at the goalkeeper and he's going to dribble through the whole team, that's just not going to happen given the circumstances. But it's also going to be about managing expectations and seeing as Messi goes through a lot of these challenges, whether it's getting on a plane, flying across the country to Vancouver, or the different surfaces that he has to play on, or being on a team where there are going to be moments where he's going to get his ass kicked in a way that we have not seen in the past. And how that plays on Messi's psyche and plays on Messi's ego, it's going to be a real psychological type of challenge for Tata Martino, if that's who it's ultimately going to be, or whoever comes into that position.
It's interesting what you say about great players wanting to be coached. There's this legendary former Brazilian player, Tostão, who was one of the stars of the 1970 World Cup winning team, and he writes a column now, and he wrote once that Pele wanted a lot of tactical responsibilities, which flies in the face of people that think the great players just want freedom and be allowed to do whatever they want. No, Tostão said that Pele preferred to be given a lot of tactical stuff to do and that he would follow what the coach told him to do.
I think, I'm obviously never at that level, but if I try to put myself in those shoes, I think there might be, and it could come from an insecurity or whatever it ends up being, where you want to be considered one of the guys, one of the girls. And maybe in that moment, being given tactics, it makes you feel like I'm no better or worse than anybody else, and that there is that responsibility as opposed to just go do what you do. And also, especially for attacking players, they might seem to think, well, I'm just all about doing things that nobody else can do, but I can't understand or incorporate myself into a tactical type of plan. And so maybe there's a little bit of that hubris and that ego that comes out and says, hey, give me that responsibility and I'll show you that not only can I do stuff that you can't do just because of the God-given talent that I have, but also up in my mind, I can still do the tactical type of stuff too.
You like that clip? Well, my State of the Union podcast drops every week. Subscribe now on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. You like that clip? Well, my State of the Union podcast drops twice a week right here on my very own YouTube page. The only way to stay up to date is to hit that subscribe button down below. Size the day, and see you soon.